Now, this is not for Patreon, so Casey doesn't get confused again. Um, Today, we're going to talk about some of the video game leaks that have been coming out over the past 2 weeks. We're going to make some E3 predictions, and I'm going to talk about some of the rumored stuff that Nintendo might announce for E3 next month. Um, I also I watched a video on top ten games that Nintendo might announce at E3. So we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to talk about the announcement Nintendo dropped regarding the latest additions to the NES and SNES Switch Online service. Because boy, are a lot of people not very happy with that. Also, before we really begin, I want to just let you guys know that you hear a loud. I don't know how loud it's coming across, but you hear a fan in the background. Is gotten really hot out, man. It is like still 83 degrees outside right now.
God damn.
And dude,
It's not even that.
I
It's
was
not even.
dying last night not having that fucking fan on for the whole time I was on the show.
It's not too bad. I kind of hear it, but um, dude, it's not even that hot down here. I mean, I had to turn the eight. Like, see, I have an AC unit in my window in my room,
Right.
but sometimes like it's like 72 degrees in the house, and I'm like, I gotta turn that shit down. Like, even drop it down to 68 is like, it makes it uh it's like night and day. It's like, it's perfect for me. Well, for nighttime. But when it's like, when I'm awake, I turn it off. So
Put it
why
this way,
waste a?
Casey. Last night when I was on, doing the show with you guys on Derailed,
Mm,
it was only like 65 degrees outside, and I was still fucking sweating. Like I was
oh,
dying without that fan on, man. Like I was muting my mic, like maybe every 40 minutes or so, and I was turning my fan on just to cool off for a couple of minutes. And
wow.
that's why I'm saying, like, dude, I can't. You know what? I cannot do that again tonight. Go
What
another
part?
hour,
What
almost 2 hours, with it being 20 degrees warmer.
what part of the house are you in right now?
I'm in on the second floor in my bedroom, so
That's
with the sun beating down on the roof, the upstairs will always get hotter
exactly.
faster.
That's what I was about to say.
All the bedrooms in this house are on the second floor, so I have no choice but to deal with it. That's why in my gameplay videos and my news shorts,
hmm
well, shorter than this podcast and stuff, you always, like, 9 times out of 10 will hear my fan running in the background,
It's
especially
not.
during the spring and the summer.
I don't think it's that bad. If you wouldn't have said anything, I wouldn't have thought too much about it. Quite frankly.
Yeah, I mean, you would hear it definitely. Why is my microphone turned down? Okay, yeah, now you'll probably hear it more because I just turned my microphone.
Yeah, I
My
kind of heard
fucking
it a little bit more
my
right there.
microphone was turned almost all the way down, so my voice was like really low just now.
Well, it might have been low on the show, but I hear you perfectly fine.
Yeah, my microphone is like turning itself down. I don't know why, but yep, there it goes
How's
again.
my how's my audio? Is it all right for once?
Oh yeah, you're fine. You're
Because this headset, it always gets shit on because I don't know. It's got to be something. Either the host needs to turn it down because I can't do anything right here. I I have no control of turning my volume down.
right, but I do have chat on my screen and stuff. So anyone who comes in to watch, we could shout out chat and talk and everything. So Casey, you got some pictures you took earlier today you want to show off on your phone there?
Yeah. Let's see. Actually, um, yeah. Let me see. There's some of these. this is not actually recently. These are Asian NES games that I took a picture long time ago when I was living in Pennsylvania.
Right.
This was in Allentown, a flea market.
And as soon as you go to do that, you got a notification on your phone.
Yeah.
Good thing you
And
can't really read your phone all that well. You don't want to
oh
dox anybody.
no, it wasn't really. It didn't say anyone really. It was a YouTube notification. Now I got someone sent me a message.
Yeah, I don't know why OBS keeps turning my microphone down, but it's kind of getting it, kind of pissing me off.
So
So,
let me show you some of the stuff that's related to that picture. I have as my pickups. So I had several things came in this past week.
right.
I just did the stream that the Rose watched. He came in later on, so I know he didn't see these, but he knows I've been collecting some of these games for a while. This is a European version of volleyball on the NES, where it says European version.
Now, did they go by the Famicom name out in Europe as well, or did they also use the NES
No,
name?
the NES, it says Nintendo Entertainment Center, so they use the same name as we did.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Because I know their consoles looked a little different than ours. That's why I was wondering.
yeah, well, the NES was the same in Europe as ours, but the Super Nintendo was different.
Right.
They had the Super Famicom looking console, but with the Super Nintendo name. That's how that was different. So they kind of got the best of both worlds. While we got the ugly version of Super Nintendo.
Yeah, we got the ugly one that would turn like a fucking cigarette stained yellow after a while.
Actually, mine that I bought long time ago is actually, even though it might be a little dirty, it's not yellow
Really?
at all.
I remember one of them that I had after a couple of years, like maybe 3 years, turned that yellowy piss color.
If anything, maybe turning yellow is where the control ports are. Maybe that, but the rest of it looks fine.
Because I know, like, what did they say it did? It did that because of like the certain kind of material and the plastic that they used to make it.
Yes, exactly. So here's the next thing. I also not only collecting European games and Australian games, I also been looking at Asian version. And this is what's related to that picture I took, because I thought that was European games that I took a picture way back in. That was probably a good 10 years ago.
Right.
No, not 10 years ago. Inside the last 10 years.
Right. Yeah, I get you.
But I got Asian games. Could you tell what's different right now with this one?
I see volleyball.
Hold on, maybe if I put this up right beside it, you can tell the difference.
Hold them up a little higher. Okay. I see the cartridge on the right is a lighter color gray.
Yeah, this is more white, as actually.
Right, yeah, it's like a lighter color. Definitely a lighter color.
Yeah, but this is the same color that we usually got in America. So this is normal. This is what Asian got. So, and this is actually the same game, but this is the Asian version. You see where it says Asian
And that,
version?
yeah, yep. And that's not to be confused with the Famicom versions that Japan got, because
Exactly.
Japan is part of Asia, so just so people know.
Exactly. And it also says Nintendo Entertainment System as well. So I got the volleyball. What's funny, I got the European version and Asian right here together, and these came in like a couple days apart. And then also I picked up the Asian version of tennis. And what's cool on the back end, not only did they have English, they have
It's like
Asian.
Chinese or it could be Mandarin.
Yeah, I have no idea. Actually, you know what? It could be just Asia, but because there is
Yeah,
the Chinese version is called the Hong Kong version, and that shit's expensive. And
I'm sure it is.
so I'm trying to get those as well, but they're like hundreds of dollars.
Damn.
So, and even with these three, I think I pay like 60. I think for them for Asian games. I was
All
okay
three of
with
them you
that.
paid about 60, so it's about $20 each. I guess that's not too bad.
Yeah. And next, the last one of these is pinball.
Pinball, dude. Fucking pinball.
And look at that cover art. Totally. Well, all these have different cover art, but this is like super different.
Yeah, the one America got was completely different.
Yeah, it had Mario with a platform,
Yeah.
and then
Back then Nintendo had to try to shoehorn Mario into everything.
oh yeah, see back in the day on the NES and the Game Boy, they allowed some of the, I wouldn't say it was more of the first party games. They're like, oh, we want Mario as do a cameo. They're like, yeah, sure, you're part of Nintendo. Why not?
So let me ask you a question. Do you think since they did that back then, in both versions of Punch Out, do you think like some people say Mario is actually the referee? Do you actually think that's him, or do you think it's just like a referee
Oh,
character that looks like him?
that's Mario. It's confirmed. That's Mario.
How come they never did that like when Nintendo made the newer versions, like Super Punch Out or Punch Out on the Wii? They never used Mario as the referee again.
I think after the NES, they stopped doing that. Because Mario was popular than the NES, but they want to keep him more exclusive
I
to
mean, I understand definitely not putting him in as a character that Little Mac is going to be punching in the face.
No,
Because they did put Donkey Kong. They,
yeah,
they did put
exactly,
DK in the Wii version, so it's like, why didn't they bring back
exactly.
Mario as the referee?
And I heard rumors they were thinking about maybe like do that to Peach or something. I was like, or some woman character. I was like, wow, that's controversial right
Nah,
there.
they're not. They won't do that.
But or they were thinking about it, but they ultimately they didn't.
Man, look at all those games behind you, man. I just every time we're on one of these videos, man, I just stare
Yeah.
at at your background. It's just amazing.
Oh, I was gonna post a bunch of. I went through some of my Facebook and old Twitter pictures. Like I want to show the evolution of the collection, and
Oh,
it really,
that would be cool as hell.
dude, it totally. In the last from 2012 all the way up to now, especially the last 8 to 10 years, the collection exploded. Then it's totally fucking different from 2012 to now.
Right,
So that's 9 years. So
going on 10. Yeah.
yeah. Um. Well, I want to show this off, but I could show a couple pictures real quick that I went back and took pictures of it if I can locate them. Give me a minute. I wish I can bring them up instead of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like if you had them on Twitter or something, I could have pulled them up. But yeah, if they're
I
on your phone,
I could do that real quick. Well, actually, I could show off or I could show post them, and we can move on, and then we can go round right back to it. What about
Yeah,
that?
yeah, you can do that. Post them up or whatever, and because you're probably because on Twitter you could only do I think three. I think it's three
Yeah,
pictures max. Some one,
yeah.
so you might have to make more than one. You're gonna probably have to make more than one post,
Oh,
depending
that's
on how
fine.
many pictures you have. But
Yeah. No,
while you start doing that, Casey, let's.
well, I still got 4 games to show off real quick.
Oh, okay, I thought you were done. I wasn't sure.
Oh no, it's because we were talking about the Asian stuff.
Oh, okay.
The this came in yesterday. Out this came from AliExpress. This shit took forever came in. This is like it took as long as what when you order stuff from Wish. That long, like
Well, yeah, because
two
all that most of that
months.
shit comes from China or Asia.
Yeah, I think it took like 2.5 months for this shit to come in. The second one I'm gonna show you is more the one I couldn't wait for to come in. But this one is the arcade version of Frogger on the NES.
Oh, that's obviously a repro because it's a green cartridge.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously it's not real. I mean if you think this is real, I mean
Because
I
I know
want
obviously like Frogger was an Atari game and shit back in the day. So,
yeah.
but you know they did re-release Frogger on damn near every system.
Well, it wasn't on NES. It was on like Super Nintendo though, but it was a different version. It was one of those crap versions.
Yeah.
And here's the one that I was waiting for. Is the Neo Geo Aes Multi Cart. This holds over 161 games
Holy crap!
in a cart.
Is that like the entire Neo Geo library?
I'm not exactly sure,
How much did you
but
pay for that? Like $100?
yep, 100 and a little over 100. So having a 161 games without had to get the adapter, like just slap this in and just play a bunch of Neo Geo games. I think that's badass.
It's
You
like
know
having one of those arcade machines with the multi-cart thing inside of it, only
exactly.
without needing the arcade machine.
Exactly. So I made sure this is the AES version.
Right.
So I was happy. I couldn't wait for this to come in. And I can't wait to sit down and do a ghetto version of review of that. And then today I was out and about with the ex-girlfriend. After we were preoccupied for a little while.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
So I picked went to the video game store and they had a bunch of Super Famicom games. And that was awesome. I'll look through those another time, especially when I have a little bit more money. But I saw for PlayStation 4 VR is Werewolves Within.
Right.
This is a VR version. What sucks, I took a chance because how it was $4. I already had it. So
I'm telling you, man, you need to make a checklist of all the games you already have so you don't do that again. Because you're
well,
actually
I
losing money every time you do that, if you think about it.
true, but it's my fault, you know.
Well, that's why I said if you sit down and know it's going to take you a while, but if you eventually make a checklist out of all the games you have, you won't run
Mm-mm.
into that mistake.
Well, actually, I have pictures. I was just too lazy to. Plus, I didn't want to hold up my ex girlfriend that long.
Like
So
I'm gonna tell you, bro. Since I don't even have nearly as many chances to do what you do,
yeah,
I get to do it maybe every other month, every few months, right? Like once.
yeah.
I once my collection starts getting bigger and I start forgetting what games I already bought, you can bet your ass I'm gonna be making a list of the games I already bought because I cannot afford to run into that problem.
Well, Well, the good thing, yeah, you're losing money, but also like sometimes uh I'll hold on to them and it's like, I'll return them. If not, I'll just trade them in at a later date. Yeah, I'll lose a little bit of money, but it's okay to me right now.
Well, you also have a decent job, so you can afford to lose a few dollars here and there. But in
Exactly.
my case, I can't afford to lose anything, so I don't want to make that mistake.
No,
Because as it is, I'm
but
only going shopping for games I want to buy right now. Anyway, I'm not just not picking up anything and everything. Like there was a couple games the last time I went hunting that I
mm,
passed on, and my mother actually has a dentist appointment Monday, and it's actually right by that store. So
oh
I'm
yeah.
trying to talk her into giving me like $50 to pick up those games I passed on.
Well, sometimes like I do all that all the time because I went back to this toy store. That's good 20-25 minutes from here, and they had Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters on the NES for $140. They had that for a while, and I was going back and forth. Like they would take payment plan for it, like a layaway. So I was like, what? I was thinking about finally just, or at least just to look at it again. And today it was gone. So I was like, it's going to happen,
I thought that was an SNES game. I didn't know they made an NES version of it.
Yeah, they made an NES version, Super Nintendo, and a Sega Genesis version.
So what else you got? Was that everything or?
This is the last one. It's a Japanese Sega Saturn game. It's called Mobile Suit Gundam
Oh,
Side Story 1.
it's an anime game. Okay, yeah. Gundam's been around since the '70s, dude.
And it looks like some
It's like a mech.
Transformer.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, it's Gundam came out before Transformers did. Actually, I think they were both around the same time, to be honest.
Oh, really?
'Cause, I know Transformers has been out since like '79. Gundam came out not too long after that.
See, and like it was $8. So I was like, it looked like Transformers. I mean, my Sega Saturn uh, is region free. Well, actually, it can play American and Japanese.
So
I
it's
don't
pretty
know
much
if it.
region free.
And not only that, it also I have the action replay card that's been flashed, so it should be able to play European games if it's region locked. But also mine, because the action replay cart that's been flashed, now I'll be able to play Sega Saturn games burn copies. So it's not like the Sega Dreamcast where it's easy to do that. Uh, Sega Saturn was super hard to do that. Like I think you had to do the stupid disc trick, but you had the disc. Um, you, somehow the trigger on the lid to stop it from recognize the lid's going up and down, so you
Right.
can swap in the real car or swap in a real game to get it going. Then you swap the burn game in wherever. I know how they do that, but with that cart, I don't have to do that.
Wow.
Yeah, but nope, that's it. But you know what's cool at this? Oh god, I sucks because this. I was thinking about picking this up at the game store. They had a Sega Saturn in a box from Japan,
Wow.
and it was like reasonably price. So I was like, oh my god, I don't have a Saturn in its box. And of course, I went back.
And it was gone.
Yeah, a week later, it's gone.
I think I don't
But
remember if I told you, but the day I bought my Genesis from the same store, the same store. Well, it was a different store, but the same store I bought my Genesis from, they had a Sega CD, or no, a Sega Saturn. They wanted 160 for it.
160.
Yeah, it was out of box. But
Hey,
you know,
did I?
it had all the wires and the controller and stuff. I just didn't have a shit ton of money, so I had to pass on it.
Did I show you about my X band thing? That
Yes,
was like
yeah,
okay,
you showed me that. I think last time.
okay, just double checking.
But yeah, so you posting those images, I imagine, on Twitter, and I'll bring them up, I guess, towards the end of the show.
Yeah,
So Casey, while you do that, let's get into the first topic: the Super Nintendo and the NES, Switch Virtual Console, if you want to call them that. I call them Virtual Console, even though it's technically not. The Nintendo Online Service for the NES and the SNES got 5 more games coming out, I believe, on May 26th. And they were terrible choices.
they sure was.
In fact, let me bring those choices up again because I don't even remember them all. That's how bad they were.
Hold on, I thought the message you sent. I thought you said you were thrilled.
No, I said I wasn't thrilled.
Oh, okay.
Let me look it
Because
up. I'm actually going to pull up the video real quick. It was uploaded, I know, sometime last week. Actually, you know what? I'll just search for it instead of going through my thing. Let me see. Let's type in Nintendo. Just go to the YouTube channel. Come on. Nintendo. Okay, here it is. Oh,
oh shoot, you gotta be careful with that.
where is it? Where is it?
Don't
Okay,
want to
here they
get
are.
caught.
Okay, so I'm gonna look through these real quick. So the first game is Joe and Mack, which
That's
you know a lot of people like that game for what it is.
you know honestly, it was probably the best game out of the whole lot.
I've never played it, so you know what? Maybe I finally can play it now. I mean, from the gameplay that I see here, I just don't like how slow the characters move.
Oh my god.
Uh oh, what'd you do?
No, it's not that. You gotta see this. This is not. Oh god dang it! Freaking! I got a freaking bug running around my face. Uh, I just saw it. Oh, I'll come back. I'll tell you because I had it and it's gone.
So
Son,
the second game on the SNES one is Magical Drop 2, which is a puzzle game, and it's like a anime puzzle game. This looks like it was a game that never came out of Japan, but it looks like we're finally getting it now. Um, the third one is a game called Spanky's Quest, which I'll be honest, I've never heard of.
Binky's quest.
Um, the fourth game is called Super Baseball Simulator 1000, which is a game I believe it was also in Japan.
No,
Uh,
it was an America version too.
I never heard of like the only Super Nintendo baseball games I ever heard of is like the one EA Sports made, which was like MLB Baseball, I think it was just called, and Ken Griffey Jr.'s Slugfest
Well,
on the SNES. I never heard of Baseball Simulator 1000.
I think that was was it called the Super? Uh, I think there was a NES version, just similar baseball simulator 1000 on NES, and then they had it on the Super Nintendo, like the Super versions.
Right. And then the last game was an
Oh
NES
my
game.
god!
Like,
Go ahead, finish. I gotta show you this.
yeah, this is the last one. The fifth game was an NES title, and this one's definitely a Famicom game. It's called
Oh,
Ninja Jaja Maru Kun. So it's definitely a Japanese title. Uh, I can't even describe this game. You know what it is because they don't show that much gameplay on it. Looks like you go around riding on a frog and you eat things. You know, weird. I don't get it. So Casey, what are your out of those four games? You said Joe and Mac was probably the best one on that list.
Yes,
The other ones, I'm sure you don't give a shit about at all.
exactly.
And I'm sure you're in the camp of where the fuck is Earthbound?
Oh yeah, I sent you the message about that. I was not like, why do we not have Earthbound, like Earthbound Beginnings, Earthbound
Oh shit! Hold on a
on the
second. Hello.
I I hope you're I hope you're muted.
I am.
You're not gonna say I love you?
You know what? It's never content of mine unless I get interrupted at least once. Anyways, so Casey, you had something you wanted to show me. You're like gushing about it a couple minutes ago.
Uh, I changed my mind. I don't want to take a chance, especially on Twitch. I can show it privately.
Okay.
I, I, it was like, you know what? It was not worth getting you in trouble. I mean, we had that online online view, but this is not worth doing that.
So, anyways, yeah.
So,
So, I wish I didn't. I wish this thing wasn't capturing my cursor. That is so fucking annoying. Anyways, so yeah. So getting back to the 5 games announced. I mean, there are so many better games they could have chosen. Like, why aren't they putting out the games people actually fucking know of?
I don't know. It's stupid, isn't it?
Like, they have so many good games that they could put out. They could put out the Final Fantasy games. They could put out Earthbound. They could put out Super Mario RPG. They could put out the Mega Man X games. They could put out, they could probably license. I don't know how they go about licensing games from companies that no longer exist, like Midway. So like
Yeah.
I don't know how they go about licensing and maybe putting out the older Mortal Kombat games and stuff like that. But they still have plenty of other first party titles that they could put out and third party titles that they still have a license to.
It's just retarded what they're doing. It's not.
Like they're not
Them
even
not.
putting out the Street Fighter games. There's 20 million versions of Street Fighter 2, and they're not even releasing that for cripe's sakes.
Yeah, it's stupid. I'm posting a bunch of the pictures now, but
So let me check the internet real quick and see if there's anything worth talking about that came out this week. I honestly haven't been checking on gaming news that much in the past week or so because I've been like
Yeah,
occupied with other things. So let me see what's out there real quick. Um, let's see.
I'm showing some pictures of my local game store with the stuff they also have, and I'm gonna show pictures of the toy store that I frequent every once in a while.
Oh, here's a story, Casey. Netflix may get into the video game business.
Oh yeah,
Check this out. A report from The Information, I have no idea what website this is, states that Netflix has been in contact with various veteran video game industry executives. Let's see. Let's see. It goes on to state the streaming company is interested in releasing games via a subscription bundle form similar to the Apple Arcade. Let's see. Polygon contacted Netflix. A spokesperson told the outlet it is excited to do more with interactive entertainment. Our members value the variety and quality of our content, the spokesperson told Polygon. It's why we continually expand our offering from series to documentaries, films in local languages, originals, and reality TV.
hmm.
So we're excited to do more with interactive entertainment. It also has the upcoming Resident Evil Infinite Darkness series, and then there's the animated League of Legends series coming to Netflix this fall. There's also the 3D animated Sonic the Hedgehog show called Sonic Prime, which is coming in 2022, and the live action Assassin's Creed Netflix series is also in the works with Ubisoft. So,
Huh?
sounds like, hey, Netflix may get into the gaming business, a little bit. That's interesting.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I mean, they're probably not going to ship out physical discs like GameFly, but
No, well that is probably on its way out. I mean, shoot, you have God, Game Pass from Xbox. That's way better. I mean, I'm sure it still has a reason to have, but I think GameFly's on its way out. Kind of like how Redbox killed off their gaming
yeah, that
section.
pissed me off because I actually used to go to Redbox because I had like two of them near me.
Hmm.
I would actually go to Redbox and rent games like the newer releases, and that's actually how I played the 2018 God of War and quite a few new games that came out. Uncharted
Nice.
4, Uncharted Lost Odyssey. I rented those from Redbox, and when they got rid of it, man, that just pissed me off.
Well, the good thing that was about it when they were phasing it out, they were selling them, and you can get them dirt cheap. Especially if you wait long enough, it sits there. You can get them dirt cheap.
Right.
But I got several games from Redbox. But um, I did post a bunch of pictures. I showed the pictures of the evolution of the art of the collection. I posted the pictures of some of the my local game store that I love, and some pictures of my local toy store. I think they would get a kick out of this.
Well, we'll take a look at that as we get closer to the end of the show. Um, so let's talk a little bit of E3. So there's some rumors going around that Nintendo may be announcing may be announcing these games at their E3 showcase. So one of the games that was mentioned on this list is a another Resident Evil game, which may be a Nintendo Switch exclusive for a certain amount of time. Um,
Interesting.
Now, Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village, whatever you want to call it, some people are calling it both. That game just came out very recently, within the last couple of weeks. So do
Oh
you
yeah.
so do you see Capcom, announcing another Resident Evil game right after their biggest, their last biggest entry into the series has just come out?
Well, I'm sorry. I had to answer something real quick, but I think it'd be cool for them to coming out with a exclusive on the Switch. I have played a little bit of Resident Evil 7 on the PlayStation 4 because it has the VR.
Right.
Um,
I'm pretty sure RE8 has it as well.
it probably has something, but I didn't hear anything. That the Resident Evil 7. If you played it, especially if you play it by itself, it's obvious that it was made for VR. I mean, because it looked almost identical, just VR looking with the headset. I mean, it didn't look much different when you put the headset on.
Right.
So it was like when you didn't have the headset on, it looks like you're playing the VR version, anyways. So just you're playing on the TV screen. So
What's up,
I felt like
TSS?
I kind of felt like it was kind of cheaped out. I wish they would did something different for the VR version and the, the normal console version. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and I don't know how 8 is going. So,
So, but the question is, though, do you think they're going to announce another new game in the series right after, or Resident Evil 8 just released, like within the last couple of weeks? I think it's way too
uh,
soon.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, sometimes if is this game a side story or is this already Resident Evil 9? I
No,
don't
it's
see
it's
the
gonna be a side story.
then I don't think there's anything wrong. If they went from 8 to 9 that quick,
Oh no, they would
then
never
that
do that.
so a side story I think it's okay. I think maybe it's a little too early, but it's on the Switch exclusive.
It's
So
rumored to
I
be
don't,
a Switch exclusive. We don't know if it will be, but it's rumored to be a
okay.
Switch exclusive, at least for a little while, like a timed
I
exclusive.
I think that actually would do better if they're gonna announce it and release it soon. Then I feel it's actually better because they don't have Resident Evil 7 or 8 on the Switch.
Right.
So I'm okay with that.
So the next game that I can remember, I don't remember all 10 of these games or 15 of them. I don't remember all of them, but the next one we may get an announcement for is a new Donkey Kong game, whether it's
Yeah,
Donkey Kong Country or a new Donkey Kong 3D game like Donkey Kong 64 was. I think it'd be cool to get another Donkey Kong 64 kind of game, since they've only done that once.
or like have like finally say, hey, it's been we're entering the well, I guess we're entered the third year of the Switch Online paid service. So why don't we move on to the N64 version of the game selection, you know. So why don't they do that? But I'm hearing rumors they're working on a 2D version of Donkey Kong. They I'm hearing they want to get away from the 3D Donkey Kong Country
Well,
because
it would be 2.5D like Tropical Freeze and Donkey Kong Country Returns was if it's another country
well,
style game. So it'll be a side scroller with the 2.5D graphics if
I
it's one of
think
those.
I think they're trying to get away from that though too. I think they're trying to get away from that and have it more 2D.
I mean, that would be kind of silly because the Switch could definitely handle so much more than that.
Oh, it's not that. I think they've. What I'm hearing is that they're getting stale on that. That's what I'm hearing. But I could be hearing wrong, you know.
Right. What do you think about another? What do you think about maybe getting Mario Kart 9 or whatever they
Oh,
may call the new Mario Kart? You think we might get that one announced? Maybe.
I would love that. But you know, honestly, I think something like that and wherever they're going to call Breath of the Wild 2, and I guarantee you the next big three, let's say what I call the next 3 or 4 games, like the next Mario, the next Mario Kart, the next Zelda, and then what I'm adding on top of that now was Splatoon 3. There's got to be a reason. I think we're getting the Switch Pro now.
Well, I was kind of gonna get to that, but so you think maybe we'll hear Mario Kart 9? I mean, if you think about it, Mario Kart 8 now has been out for what 6 years?
Oh, shoot! It's been on the Wii U. It's
Right. That's
been
what I'm saying. So it's been out for like 6 years already, right?
it's been wasn't it longer than that? I mean, didn't
I,
it came in
I think
2014?
I know Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze was 2014. I'm pretty sure Mario Kart 8 was 2015.
Still, that well, yeah, I guess that would be 6 years. It feels like it's a lot longer. I mean, games like this and GTA 5, staying just porting over to the next system. I do not like that. I mean, I can understand
I mean, PS3 to PS4 with GTA 5 made sense because they released
exactly,
GTA 5 a few months before the new consoles came out.
exactly.
Whereas
That
they
made
could have just waited. They could have just waited and made it a launch game for the new consoles, but they didn't. They
and
put it
I
out
think
in the
that
summer of 2013, and then a few months later, the new consoles dropped, and then they released the upgraded versions. You know, what was it, like a year? I think it was a year or like near the
it
end
was
of 2014, something like that.
yeah, it was like almost 6 months later after the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions were out. So I mean, yeah, the better ones versions came out, and I mean, I believe I have GTA 5 for PS4, but I played it on the 360. I was happy playing it on the 360.
Yeah, and the graphics really weren't much of a difference between the two versions if you think about it.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
frame rate was definitely a little better, but the graphics
well,
not too much of a jump.
you also have the first person view though too on the PS4.
That's why I'm
I don't,
saying. So like when Mario Kart 8 came out on the Wii U, then 2 years later it comes out on the Switch, not as a launch title because it did come out about a month. It came out a little over a month after the Switch came out. So that's what I'm
a
saying.
couple.
It's like it's time for Mario Kart 9. You know, like
I agree. I would love to have 9, but I'm just sensing because well, we know Splatoon 3 is coming out. We know like Bayonetta 3 is coming out. We
we
know
haven't gotten any information on Bayonetta 3 since they changed development
that.
teams.
Well, yeah, but also we know the Metro Prime 4 is coming out.
That's another one, yeah, that they scrapped the
So
work on that one, and they went back to Retro Studios and asked them to do it. So
they should have done that from the beginning. But this is why I'm thinking that when Odyssey ended, they went straight on to making concept for the next Mario game. You know that, right?
so I mean that's kind of hard to tell because they only released, it seems like one major 3D Mario game per console. And like
Well,
the
yeah,
Wii was the only exception to that. Because if you think about it, the N64 had Mario 64, and that was it. The GameCube had Sunshine, and that was it. The Wii
true.
had Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. But I think the reason they made a second one is because the Wii did so damn well that they knew it would sell.
Well, well, hold on. That's not completely true. Yeah, 3D Mario, but also on the Wii, you had the New Super Mario Bros.
Well, I'm just referring to the 3D games, since they're
Uh,
not really focusing on the 2D ones right now.
yeah,
Um,
true. But I mean, still, I'm up for any type of Mario games coming out. Like when the Wii U, we had Super Mario U was a launch title, and then later on we got 3D World.
Well, I don't think they're doing the 2D ones anymore. I think if they're going to do that, they're just going to keep making new versions of Mario Maker, because I think they're just letting everybody make their own courses and stuff. I think Nintendo is just going to do that now, because that seems like that's where the focus has shifted when it comes to the
See,
2D Mario games.
then what pisses me off? Instead of calling Mario Maker like deluxe and let the Wii U version, they still update the Wii U version. I mean, really, the Switch version is like 1.5. Let's be for real,
What they
okay?
should have did was they should have, even though they called it Super Mario Maker 2, they should have had Mario Maker 1 backwards compatible, at least with the online features, so that you
Yeah,
wouldn't lose the courses that everybody made in the first game.
exactly. Oh, I agree.
But they didn't do that, and I think that was an, like, I understand because they added the multiplayer aspect to Mario Maker 2, but not every course had the multiplayer aspect anyway, because you could choose to make your course multiplayer or not. So all the ones that they could have kept from Mario Maker 1 could have just not had that feature. They dropped the ball on that.
Zach, I agree. I am on the same page with you. I still think they should just call it a Mario Maker Deluxe and have all the updates from this deluxe version also on the Wii U version, because when the Wii U stopped getting the updates for Mario Maker, I kind of ran out of creative things because I love making troll levels. I
Oh, I'm
love
sure you did.
fucking I I love fucking with people. Like I would create the troll levels and send my codes over to a bunch of these streamers and troll the shit out of them.
TSS says originally Super Mario Galaxy 2 was just supposed to be an updated version of Galaxy 1 until they started developing it and it became its own game. I mean, that's understandable. Like I said, I also think they did
Yeah,
it because the Wii was so successful. It was their most successful console, so, like, you know what? We would be stupid to only make one game, you know?
exactly. And then it lasted a year longer than or two longer than normal.
Yeah, because the Wii,
And
the Wii, the Wii came out the same day as the PS3, I believe. And
yeah,
then the Wii lasted 6 years before the Wii U came out. The
yeah.
GameCube lasted 5 years. The N64 was 5 years. The SNES was 5 years, and the
The
NES was
Wii
six
U
years.
the Wii U barely made it into its fifth year.
The Wii U
Really,
made the Wii U made it a little over 4 years. It was a little less than 4.5 years before the Switch came out.
yeah. I mean, we could debate it and say stretch it to 5,
No,
but that was a short change
they
system.
did it on
But
purpose because the Wii U bombed and they failed. They failed with the Wii U. That's why they did that.
yeah, and honestly, I feel like halfway through, they knew, or like after the first year, they knew it was awful, and they had to. I mean, the it bombed after the first year, so they're like, when they had to make every single game from there on for the system, they had to make sure it was going to be a home run for most of these games on the Wii U.
But
That's
getting
why, like I was going to say, a bunch of them are now ported over to the Switch. There's not much left Wii U games that's just exclusive to Wii U anymore.
well, let's talk about another game that might get ported to the Switch. At E3, do you think we might get the announcement that they're going to bring Super Mario Galaxy 2 over to the Switch?
Oh, I
It would
think
make
they definitely,
sense. They would be
yeah,
stupid not to.
exactly. I mean, you have N64 version, Mario 64 got Sunshine, even though I hate fucking Sunshine. And they also have Galaxy 1. Why didn't it come with 2? Or at least the option to buy 2.
Right. So I'm thinking they might port that one over. We might hear about it at E3. That's a possibility.
I got a quick question for you. Let's say they sell Galaxy 2 separately.
Oh, they will.
And
I mean, obviously they will now.
well, how much would you're willing to pay for it? Let
Uh,
and
for
all they did was they HD it. That's all they did. Let's say that and
$40.
gave it $40 your top dollar.
$40. I would hope they release it at 40, but you know it's Nintendo, so they won't.
It's possible it could go either way. I mean, look, they did give us 3D Mario games for $60. So it could potentially be 20,
No, they're not going to
but
release it for $20. No way.
but I agree. I don't see them actually doing that unless they take those 3 games and separate them and sell them $20 a piece.
I
And
don't. You
then
think they'll sell those for $20 a piece if they re-release them? I bet you they'll sell them for at least 30. And if they don't sell them, if they do sell them for more than $20 each separately, you
yeah.
know people are going to be furious.
Oh, I thought you were about to say the snatch them all up because even though I have the 3D version,
Well, no, what I think they're gonna do, they're not gonna release physical copies of all those games again. They're gonna put them up digitally, digital only, and I have a feeling they're gonna be at least $30 a game. Whereas with the 3D collection, while it was on sale available, it was $60 for 3 games. Now, if they put them out for $30 a game digitally, that's $90. Now they're making more. Now they're making more. They would be making more money off of people that decided not to
to
get
wait.
it, and then they decide later on, like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna buy these games. People are gonna be fucking pissed if
Hey,
they get re-released. If they get re-released for a total of more than what the 3D collection was.
well, the thing is, if you already had the system and you had 6 months to get it, there's almost, I mean, unless you're like, you couldn't afford $60 in some time between that 6 months, do you have a right to bitch?
I mean, yeah, because they shouldn't raise the price on something they were originally selling for $20 a piece.
Well, I mean, together it was 20. Each one was twenty
Right. So,
dollars.
but if they're gonna separate the package and put them on there and put them back up online, they should not put them back up for more than what they were originally selling it for. You know damn well that's gonna cause a shitstorm, and as well as Nintendo's doing right now, they would hurt their reputation if they did that.
I think TSS should be on the call. He has a bunch of cool. Like he's like, I think the lowest I go is $30. Hold
For
on.
Galaxy 2, I think he's referring to.
I think the lowest you would go. I think the lowest I would go for is free. Wouldn't you say that?
Well, I mean, as far as paying for it, because you know they'll never give it to us for free.
No,
But
I
yeah,
would say
I mean, the
the
lower the better.
highest.
But I'm saying the maximum I'd be willing to pay is 40. I mean,
I'm,
I'll pay 60 if I have to, because you know I will if it comes down to it. But I'm telling you right fucking now, the maximum they should release Galaxy 2 for when that does happen is $40. But you know it won't. It'll be 60. I
I,
guarantee it.
I agree with you as well. I'm hoping. I quite frankly, I'm hoping if it's going to be 30. But I could see them doing 40. But I could also, like you said, go for that $60 price point.
And even that will piss people off. You know it will. But I can see them doing that because
Hey,
the Wii was what was their most successful system, and they're gonna port over a game that was successful on that console to the Switch. You know, they're gonna
oh,
upgrade the graphics, the frame rate, make the motion controls not the only option to play it. They're gonna come up with all these excuses to make it a $60 game. You watch.
probably unless. Well, usually Nintendo. They don't just like, hey, you have to pay us $60 for a game that's already been out. They give you some other things. Nintendo's least good about that. They're not gonna fuck you raw. They're gonna give you some lube while they're gonna fuck you. So
Sometimes they fuck you raw.
no, no, I'd say think about it. Like like Pikmin 3, they gave when you buy that on the Wii U, all the DLC on there you had to pay on the
Right
Wii
on the
U.
Switch. Well, they do. Well, yeah, that's a common practice. If they're gonna release a deluxe version of a game, they're gonna give you all the DLC for free on the newer version because even they did that with Mario Kart. That's a
Yeah,
common
so
practice. Everybody does that.
I mean, if they give you something, the normal game plus a little something. I mean, are you upset with the 3D world being full price, or are you okay because they added Bowser Fury to it?
He said, "Where does SmackDown fit into that, Casey?"
What is this?
Oh, because you said they're gonna fuck you raw. So he's like, "Where does SmackDown
Oh,
fit into that?"
I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? But
I didn't get it. I didn't get it for a second either. I had to think about that.
uh,
But yeah, so
that's what
getting back into
I,
this E3 stuff, possible Mario Galaxy 2 announcement. Do you think that if they don't do Galaxy 2, maybe they do, or maybe we get both? Do you think they'll tease us on Mario Galaxy 2 or whatever the next 3D Mario game will be called?
well, I got a question. Well, let's say we do get Galaxy 2, but let's say here's an idea just came to me. Maybe they'll give us the Galaxy 1 and 2 as a collection.
No, they won't. They're not going to re-release Galaxy 1 again.
I don't know.
I don't think they will.
I think all they need to do is just port the game onto a chip again and put Galaxy 2 as
Yeah, but then you'll give
a
them the excuse to sell that as a $60 game when they already put Galaxy 1 on a collection for $60. They're not going to do that.
well, I was just giving the option out
Yeah,
there. I
they're
mean,
they're, they're not going to do that. No way. Now, if they only released 64 and Sunshine for $60, then I could see them doing that, and honestly, it would have made sense because then you could have called it the Super Mario Galaxy Collection.
1 and 2.
Yeah, they could have did that, but they didn't go that route, so they're not going to re-release Galaxy 1 on another game cart. It's not going to happen.
It's just bullshit that he didn't. I'm hoping there'll be some update on the All Star Pack that you pay like $20 on the update. You get Galaxy 2, but it
So,
won't. I'm hoping because Nintendo, a lot of times they can't fit everything. I think they could done that. I think they could have put all these games on that chip.
Oh yeah, they definitely could have, because the Wii discs, they weren't that big, so they could have easily fit. Like these game carts, they can hold gigabytes upon gigabytes of data. They could have
I think,
easily they could have easily put 4 games on that thing. They just didn't want to do that.
but I mean, you gotta remember, I, you know, Nintendo's got to make money, so I mean, that's why they're doing so well right now. They're being a little smart about it. They didn't do a good job with the Wii U, so they're kind of making it up right now with the Switch.
So back to my question: if we don't get Galaxy 2 announced at E3, or maybe we
Mm.
do you think we'll get teased on the next big Mario game, whether it's Odyssey 2 or whatever they may call the next 3D Mario game?
Uh, I wasn't trying to go around the question. I just had the idea came up, but I'd love to see it. Obviously, see Odyssey 2, or even what about this Galaxy 3?
That's a possibility. Maybe they bring Galaxy back. Maybe they bring Galaxy back, and maybe for a limited time, you buy Galaxy 3, and
And
maybe
you
they
get two.
give. Maybe you can get the second one, maybe not for free, but at a discount. Maybe you get Galaxy 2 for $10 for a
Yeah.
limited time. That's something they can do. That would be interesting, to be honest.
So I'm hearing people going that route with Galaxy 3s. I mean, I like the Galaxy games. I'm glad they at least one of them made it to the Switch.
Honestly, TSS, I don't think we're going to see the next big Mario game until this Switch Pro comes out. Uh,
And that,
if it even happens, because it's still a rumor at this point, even though like a lot of news keeps supposedly getting leaked about it. I just
mm,
ignore this console stuff because I'm tired of hearing rumors about it. Because we've like
and,
back in 2018 and 2019, we heard rumor after rumor after rumor that they were making a Switch Pro or a new Switch. Eventually, the rumor was somewhat true because we got the Switch Lite in 2019. But
and
now we're still hearing these rumors again. Switch Pro, better Switch, Switch Pro,
well,
Switch 2. It's eventually gonna happen. It's gonna
well,
happen eventually.
it kind of did. We kind of got a Switch Pro. We got more power, more battery life. Plus,
Yeah, but
I
I
think
wouldn't
they
call that
said,
a no. I wouldn't call that a Pro. A Pro
well,
version would be
I
a
wouldn't.
better
I
chipset and everything, like the
mm,
PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X.
oh, I agree. I'm saying these idiots who report on this saying, or the manufacturer saying, "Oh yeah, this is a Pro coming out. We added a more powerful battery and a better screen."
I'm not gonna talk about the Switch Pro until it's officially announced anymore. I've already done a couple videos on the rumored information that's been leaked about it.
And it sure
Um,
hell ain't gonna be called Switch Pro. There's not a chance in hell it's
I
gonna
think
be
they're gonna
that.
call it, 'cause just like what they did with the 3DS. I think they're gonna call it the new Switch, or Switch.
Yes.
Maybe they'll call it Super Switch. If they call it the Switch U, or U Switch,
Oh no,
maybe they'll call
no,
it the U
no,
Switch, which I think that would be a
no,
mistake.
no.
Don't
I think
attach the U name to it. Just don't.
no. I think it's gonna be definitely they'll use the name new.
They'll either
It'll
use the
be,
new Switch or they'll use Super Switch.
I see Super Switch because he kind of has that throwback with Super Nintendo.
Right. So, yeah. So Mario, Casey, we're definitely going to hear something about Breath of the Wild 2. There's no way in hell they can't give us
Yeah,
Breath of the Wild 2 information.
I'm hearing rumors that they're gonna say, "Hey, we are working on it, but
Right, but they're
we're
going to at least show us something other than a teaser screen saying Breath of the Wild sequel in
now."
development. They're going to show us
Yeah,
something.
I wonder how far in development, or they just like, "Oh yeah, we'll say we're starting development," and they didn't until like a little later on, you know.
Well, they
Uh,
teased us that in 2019. It's going on 2 years. They got to have something to show us right now. And
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
thinking, and if for some reason we don't, they got to have something to show for Metroid Prime 4 because they teased that even longer.
yeah,
Maybe Bayonetta 3 they might show us. I think we're gonna get the next Smash Bros DLC fighter. Maybe we'll get two DLC fighters announced. Who knows? Smash
yeah.
Bros is definitely on the table. More information on Splatoon 3 is definitely on the table. Um,
S- See, the thing is, that's why I was saying that I'm really thinking earlier. Remember, gosh, I don't know how long ago when I say if it's we don't see a Switch Pro in a year, that I don't think it's happening. We're just going to go into the next console. But I'm thinking I'm kind of half and half still on that. I'm saying with the Breath of the Wild 2 coming out, uh and then talks of Mario Kart 9, like and we know about Splatoon 3. I think with all these things adding up, I think they're holding these on up
the
for
biggest
either.
the biggest games are going to be on the Switch too. Like maybe Metroid
Yeah,
Prime 4 ends up being on the new Switch. Breath of the
yeah.
Wild 2 will end up on the new Switch. TSS
I mean,
suggested TSS suggested earlier they're probably saving Mario Kart 9 for the new Switch.
uh,
The next big Mario game they're probably saving for the new Switch. I tell you what, man, if this Switch Pro is real, and I'm sure it is. I'm not saying
mm,
there's no way it isn't, but I'm telling you right now that the Switch Pro is going to have a very good first year. Very good first year.
well, if it has all these, yes, it'll be like 2017 all over again. You know?
2017 was fucking amazing for the Switch.
Oh
You
fuck
had
yeah!
Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So many people who didn't have a Wii U played Mario Kart 8 on the Switch. For me, you had
Splatoon 2.
Fire Emblem Warriors, which is a great game. You had Splatoon 2. You had Mario Odyssey in October. Those, and then you had
Nope.
so many other smaller games in between and stuff
And
like that. And Pete, the Switch was fantastic in its first year.
and those are the big four top ones right there. You had the top ones. I said it's like, back in the day, in wrestling, you had the top four pay per views. Well, they had the top four and now five because of Splatoon. It's been amazing.
Right. So TSS brings up a good point, and I skipped over this one. Uh, Metroid. There's a rumor going around that there's a new 2D Metroid game in the works.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was hearing
you
about
think we
that
see
too.
something about that? Like maybe it's not new, but maybe they remake the original Metroid from the NES for the Switch,
I would love that.
or maybe they remake Super Metroid from the SNES onto the Switch.
I mean, they kind of did a remake of a Metroid 2 from Game Boy.
Right? Yeah, that was what ASMR 2 or whatever it was called, or
Uh,
ARSM 2 or whatever it was called.
it was Metroid Return of Samus.
Yeah, because I
Three.
remember when some fan made a remake of that and they called it like ARSM 2 or whatever,
I don't.
and
Her-
Nintendo shut it down like after a week, and they DMCA'd the people who made it.
well, I mean, I know you don't like that, but it's Nintendo's property.
Yeah,
They have the right to do that. That's
Three Houses was fun. TSS, the game has three different endings. Like if you play each playthrough, with each house, you'll get a different ending. And there's also a DLC expansion which adds a fourth house and a fourth ending for
uh,
$25.
Hey, can you take over for a second? I'm gonna see if the dogs want to run out and potty.
Okay. Well, you can just let them out in the yard,
Just
right? So you'll be back in a minute.
yeah, I'll be back in a minute. So just hold on.
All right.
Just
So, a couple other things that have been rumored. outside of Nintendo has been Forza Horizon 5 on the Xbox, maybe another Assassin's Creed game. Um, like I said, the Resident Evil thing. Final Fantasy 16, we might get more information on that. Now, PlayStation usually has the exclusive revealing rights to Final Fantasy games, but obviously it's a Square Enix game, so they will be at E3 this year. So since PlayStation obviously is not going back to E3 probably ever again, unless they change their minds next year, Square Enix will be at E3 this year. So I think it's very possible we see more on Final Fantasy 16. Um, then I think they're also making that game Elden Ring, I believe. So that's a possibility that we might see that as well. PlayStation, I don't think we're gonna see much, unless it's a. Oh Jesus Christ! Hold on a second.
All right, I'm back. I'm gonna have to let them back.
Hold on a second, Casey.
All right.
Fix that buzzing noise there, bud.
Me?
Yes, you.
Is it good now?
No, Casey, that is extremely loud.
Fuck.
Well, you're good now. Oh, because you unplugged your headset. That's why.
All right. Had to switch.
Perfect. There you go.
I don't know.
The other headset was good until you got up, and then you sat back down. Or it was. Bzzz. I'm like, oh my god, Casey.
I I think what had I think when say it has the mute right on the thing on the cord.
Yeah.
So I like wearing this headset because it feels great. And so it's like, fuck, why does it always have problems? Like when I'm doing my own stream, seems like it does fine. But I go on any other people's shit, it's always problems
No,
when I'm
that
on my.
headset was fine until you got up to let the dogs out. Then
Yeah.
you sat back down, and all I heard was a loud fucking buzzing sound.
Ah, look at TSS was she saying.
So I was just saying, Casey, before I got interrupted for the second time, was there's outside of Nintendo, there's rumors for like maybe a new Assassin's Creed game,
Uh,
Final Fantasy VI maybe from Square Enix,
nice.
maybe Elden Ring since they're the ones making that game as well, which we really still don't know jack shit about. Forza Horizon 5 on the Xbox, and a few other games. Like I said, we talked about the Resident Evil thing.
Mm-hmm.
so many other announcements. But yeah, I think we're gonna get, if we don't get the Switch 2 or Switch Pro announcement at E3, they'll definitely do it in the fall.
See, if we're going to go straight from, I think a Switch to there's two different versions that's going to eventually happen. I don't see Nintendo going back to normal consoles again
No,
because
Nintendo's gonna stay with the hybrid. And honestly,
yeah,
going forward, I think Sony and Microsoft should look into doing that too.
I, I think they'll eventually do some kind of streaming thing. I mean, you can kind of see it already with Xbox. I mean, they're doing the Game Pass. I mean, most of their games, all their games that are on Xbox is playable on PC. And so I'm seeing Xbox just being a streaming system soon.
Well, continuing with the E3 news, I got something here from a couple of days ago, from Thursday, in fact. So Casey, at E3, Bethesda and Microsoft were usually doing their own conferences, but now that
Mm,
Microsoft owns Bethesda, they're going to have a joint conference at E3 this year. Um,
interesting.
so it's going to be a joint conference between Microsoft and Bethesda.
Nice.
The joint conference was revealed in an interview with Xbox Game Studio. Let's see. In the interview with French outlet Le Figaro, which I'm sure I pronounced wrong, it was said by the author Chloe Woitier the conference would happen within a few weeks, likely means E3 2021.
Hmm.
Microsoft and Bethesda tend to host individuals, like I said, but now Microsoft owns them. Bethesda plans on showing off during the conference is not yet known, but it's possible we will finally get a look at the new Starfield game, which has been rumored as well. According to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, the game will make an appearance at E3, but the game is nowhere near done.
Hmm.
Whether we will see anything else, like the next Elder Scrolls game, like Elder Scrolls 6, that is not yet known either, but it would be nice, according to the author of this article.
Well, they announced it. We just don't know when it's coming out. And to me, I tried Skyrim and I couldn't understand it.
Of
I
course,
tried.
here, yeah, I don't like Elder Scrolls either. Like, just watching them bored me to tears.
It wasn't that. I just some people says it's a more realistic version of Breath of the Wild. So I was like, hey, I hear good things about that. So I got it for the Switch, and I was like, I wouldn't say I don't get it. I mean, I just didn't have to play it properly.
Yeah, the Elder Scrolls games they're really big, and if you're not really a fan of the series from the start, or even from like the Elder Scrolls like 4 even, then
Mm-hmm.
it's really, or in my opinion, it's really not worth getting into. But to finish up the article here, Microsoft is just one of the companies confirmed for the virtual event this year, alongside other companies like Capcom, of course, Nintendo, Take Two Interactive, Ubisoft, along with others like Bandai Namco, Gearbox, Sega, Square Enix, and Xseed Games. Let's see. Coinciding with E3 this year is the Summer Games Festival, which kicks off on June 10th, which is a couple days before E3. Partners this year at the Summer Games Fest include 2K Games, Activision, Bandai Namco, Blizzard, Capcom, Devolver Digital, EA, Epic Games, Gearbox, Hi-Rez, PlayStation. So we might have to keep our eyes peeled for this.
Yeah.
Riot, Sega, Square Enix, Steam, Ubisoft, Warner Bros, Xbox, and others. So it doesn't say when. Like this schedule hasn't really been updated yet for when the Xbox conference is going to be. But that's in the news right now. So Casey, let's wrap up this podcast as my dinner's done and I'm honestly hungry. What are your biggest expectations? Like, what do you want to see the most announced at E3 this year?
Well, anything from Nintendo, quite frankly. I mean, I'm hoping for something really good from Nintendo. I mean, right now, obviously, Microsoft and Sony's gonna announce stuff for. Yeah, they're gonna say, yeah, some of these games are gonna be backward compatible towards the old systems. But um, I'd love to hear what they're gonna do with the next for the current gen now.
Right.
And but because I'm not able to get a PS5, I'm like, I want a PS5 instead of an Xbox Series X right now.
Right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm going for the PlayStation before the Xbox myself. I always make that choice.
z-
But so even though you don't have the new consoles, so you're not because you don't have the new console, you're not really getting excited for anything. Like, is there anything outside of Nintendo you're hoping to see? Like at least like because there's
well,
actually one thing I
I'm
didn't
kind of,
mention. There's actually one thing I
uh,
didn't mention, which I guess I can mention it now real quick. So you've heard of Zippo, right? The big leaker that's been doing a lot of
yeah,
leaking information, like leaking E3 stuff and whatnot.
yeah,
So he leaked out um, some of the details for Sega's 30th anniversary, for Sonic's 30th anniversary. There is a new Sonic game coming out this year, Sonic Colors Ultimate, which was a Wii game and a 3DS game. I'm guessing they're taking both versions and they're gonna like pack it into like a new version of the game, and
nice.
it's coming out on September 14th this year.
Huh,
Platform is so far unknown. However, it was a Nintendo exclusive back then, so right now it's being rumored to be a Switch exclusive. Sonic Colors Ultimate.
I don't know. It's gonna be exclusive. I could see that being cross-gen. I mean, come on. I mean, yeah, Nintendo did an exclusive with Sega. Unless they're gonna do that again, I don't see Sega doing that. Sega's smart enough, or at least they should be smart enough to put their games cross-gen. You know, I mean,
Zippo also leaked out some Sonic movie information for next year's movie. That
nice.
the filming location, they are moving the filming crew to Hawaii to film like the biggest like parts of the movie, and there's a chance that they may go the route that Back to the Future did, where they wrapped up Back to the Future 2, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later they started filming Back to the Future 3. Because you remember the leaked images that were
Mm,
going around Twitter showing Sonic Knuckles and Tails little statue things that they were using for like they were like around the film locations when the filming first started like a
no,
few weeks ago. People were
no.
wondering why Knuckles was there because we only knew that Tails was in the second movie. Apparently,
Whoa.
apparently the second movie is going to have Knuckles in it as well, or they might do. They might start filming the third movie pretty soon after the second movie is done wrapping up, just like the Back to the Future movies.
I got a question for you. Would you make Knuckles a heel or a face?
Well, I think
I
from
mean,
what I'm understanding, they're gonna make this movie like a little more closer to the games. So if
yeah.
they do that, they would have to make Knuckles a heel at first because in the games,
Those are,
Knuckles always got tricked by Robotnik.
yeah,
He
like
was
he was a
brainwashed
heel
by
at first.
Robotnik, and he would always attack Sonic. So I
Yeah.
think they're
And
gonna
then,
go that route again because if they don't, it's not gonna feel right because
uh,
Knuckles and Sonic have always had this thing. Like Knuckles would
yeah.
always get like confused or whatever, because
Mm,
there's been multiple instances throughout the history of Sonic where Knuckles and Sonic went at it. So I think if they don't do that in the movie, that's a missed opportunity.
TSS is bringing some good points up. First, he says mine is Nintendo and Xbox partnership that been teased for a long time. I would love
Right.
if that's. I would
Xbox Game
love.
Pass coming to the Switch. That's a thing. Yeah,
I
possibly.
I would. I would love if that happens. I would. re subscribe to Game Pass if they did that.
But you know, if they did that, they're probably going to raise the price because then they're going to bundle that in too. Like if you get Game Pass Ultimate, you get all of it, and then for maybe they'll raise the price maybe another $10, and they'll give you the Switch one as well.
I'm okay with that.
He also says PlayStation rumors, Final Fantasy game. Like I said, Final Fantasy 16. I don't think we're going to see God of War Ragnarok because PlayStation's not at E3, and that's a first party thing.
I can't wait for that. I love after playing God of War 3 remastered on the PS4. I got into God of War, and then I love the new one that was on the PS4.
And TSS said the
So
same thing. Knuckles would be a heel in the beginning of the movie and turn face by the end. That makes sense. If they don't do that, it's not going to feel right. But
well, you got to remember he was not only a heel for Sonic 3, he was a heel for Sonic and Knuckles
right,
too.
and then he
Because
was also a heel in Sonic Adventure.
was he?
He was yeah.
I
He fought Sonic in that game as well. You had to fight him at least once.
So it makes sense if he's going to be a heel at least all through the second one. And
People
then
people are hoping that Sega announces another Sonic game because the poster there was a Sonic 30th anniversary poster that was leaked as well, and the
mhm.
tagline on the poster says games, movies, and animation. Games
Oh,
refers to more than one game. Movies refers to more than one movie. That's why some
mhm.
people are thinking they're going to go the Back to the Future route and film 2 and 3, not
Home,
long after each other. And the animation we already know about Sonic Prime coming to Netflix next year. So
home. How's that 30 years? I mean, we're past 30 years.
no, we're not.
Because
Sonic
Sonic
One,
came,
Sonic One came
Sonic,
out on June 23rd, 1991. Next
was it
month,
91?
next month will be the
Oh,
30th anniversary.
okay. Uh, I was thinking because Sega Genesis came in
Yeah,
out
it came out in
89.
'89, but remember they came out with Altered Beast and Alex Kidd and stuff first. Sonic didn't come out until
Okay.
'91.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
So yeah,
My
I'm
bad.
I'm hoping for Sonic Mania 2. Um, we're like a
Oh,
lot of a lot of us are hoping for more than just one Sonic announcement. Now that the Colors game was leaked, unfortunately, now they're gonna make that announcement official. The Sonic Colors Ultimate game, but I'm hoping we get another game, and if we do get another game announcement, they're apparently that one's going to come out in 2022, which will be after. Because even with the Mario's 35th anniversary, even
mhm.
once the clock turned to 2021, there were still game Mario games and stuff coming out for the celebrate the 35th anniversary. So Sega's I think, gonna go the same route.
Give me 2 seconds. Let me let them in, and I'm gonna grab my drink. So
Uh,
just give me 2 seconds. They're just making noises out there.
yeah,
I
I think
would.
I kind of heard something too. Actually, a little rumbling
Yeah,
out there.
yeah. So they don't like staying. So just give me 2 seconds.
Right. So yeah, I'm hoping for Sonic Mania 2. If it's not called Sonic Mania, maybe we'll get another 2D style Sonic game. But I'm hoping for that. I don't think we're gonna see anything as far as like anything that's more like first party PlayStation stuff. So God of War is not gonna happen. Gran Turismo 7 is not gonna happen. Um, any of the other first party stuff is not gonna happen. Um, the next Call of Duty game, because Sony again has usually the revealing rights to that. That's not going to happen unless unless Xbox can reveal the next Call of Duty game.
Ugh,
But
that straw sucks.
yeah, I'm kind of hoping for more Sonic stuff. I'm hoping for a lot of Nintendo announcements that I'm looking forward to. Mario Kart 9, the next big Mario game, the next Donkey Kong game, announcing officially the Switch 2 or the Pro Switch, whatever they're going to call it. Um, the next Forza game, I'm sure we're going to see more on Forza Motorsport 8 because that was teased last year. And yeah, so that's what I'm looking forward to now. So you could also see Sega releasing Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 remastered. That's a possibility. A lot of people are still clinging to hope that Sonic Adventure 3 is going to be a thing one day.
Oh man, I would love. It's possible. I mean, shoot. I mean, look how long that. I know I'm gonna mispronounce this, but when between
Shenmue
Shamu, Shimu 1 and
and 2,
2,
3,
and then
yeah,
when
3 came out like almost 20
it
years
like
later.
exactly, so it's still possible. I mean, Sega. Well, technically, Sega did not do that. Sega did 1 and 2, and they gave the rights, gave their blessing to the guy who directed it.
So Casey, anything outside of Nintendo you might be interested in? Anything from Xbox? Anything from Bethesda,
Oh, I'll
Sega,
watch.
Bandai, Capcom? Maybe a new Mega Man
Yeah.
game.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely curious what they're gonna show. I mean, am I the biggest like huge on Nintendo? Yeah, but honestly, if you look, I'm a huge fan of Sega as well. So I'm curious what Sega is gonna say, and then I want to know what's going on with what Sony's gonna do, what Microsoft is gonna do, Ubisoft,
I'm gonna
and all
throw this
this.
game in there too, Casey. I know you're not a big fan of fighting games, but Bandai Namco is gonna be there. There's two games I'm hoping they show off. One is a new Dragon Ball game,
Ugh.
and the other one is Tekken 8.
You know, I can understand taking it, but well, hold on, didn't they? How recent was Tekken 7? I mean, Tekken
27
7.
June 2nd, 2017.
Oh, so it's been a few years. Wow, I
June 2nd or
thought
July 2nd. I know it was in 20. It was in one of those months in 2017.
it felt like it was.
It's been just about 4 years. So I think it's kind of time for them to start teasing the next game in the series. If they want to make a next game in the series,
Yeah.
maybe Dragon Ball Fighters 2. Yeah, TSS. Maybe they bring back the Budokai Tenkaichi series, which is what a lot of people, Dragon Ball fans, want to see. Or like maybe they do what they did for Dragon Ball Kakarot, the last Dragon Ball game, but maybe they make it in a better style, like and they flesh it out more with the bigger story and stuff like that. Or maybe some people may also be hoping for Dragon Ball's Universe 3. So
Oh,
I just want to see what they have in store for Dragon Ball next. That's what I want to see. That and Bandai Namco announcing Tekken 8. That I'm hoping for. It's probably a stretch. I think Dragon Ball out of those two would be the more likely game. But I'm you know what? Hey, it's not a
God.
prediction. It's what I'm hoping for. But anyways, Casey, is there anything else that you might be hoping to see again outside of like Nintendo? Because I know you're hoping for like anything really Nintendo. Like as
Yeah.
far as Splatoon 3, Breath of the Wild 2, the new Mario stuff, maybe the official Switch Pro or whatever announcement. Is there anything outside really of Nintendo you're interested in? Like maybe the next Doom game or anything from
Oh
Xbox.
yeah.
Like
Obviously something like.
maybe the next
Obviously like.
Fallout game. Are you I don't know if you're big into the Fallout games.
Fallout. No.
How about
But
anything Xbox exclusive? Maybe they'll finally announce a new Killer Instinct
oh,
game.
oh
Um,
yeah. I mean, gosh, look how many studios Xbox has now. I
yeah,
mean, dude, they've been buying studios left and right, but where's like they've been doing that for a while now, and like I gave them some slack because okay, they're probably producing it for the next gen. Well, next gen is here. Where the fuck are these games? Yeah, there's the
well, you know why they're
hand.
slower. You know why they're being slower to release them part of that is because it's so hard for us to get a hold of the consoles right now that these companies are probably feeling it's not exactly worth putting these games out right now.
Well, still, you gotta put games out. You can't just be God damn it! There's fucking ants everywhere. I killed two, and I see two more.
Uh,
God damn it!
TSS TSS is predicting a very slim possibility of a remaster for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which is like a legendary fighting game in the
No,
crossover universe.
it's possible.
Or
I mean, why not?
maybe we'll get Marvel vs. Capcom 4 because Infinite was fucking terrible.
Oh, what the fuck?
So yeah, Tales of Arise, we'll probably see that. Yeah, good point. Um, but yeah, so Casey, if you don't have any other comments, I think we should wrap this up because we're going on about close to an hour and 45 minutes, and I really want to eat. So,
I'll go eat.
you have any final words? That's not cursing off Drew or anyone on Derailed.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. There's fucking ants everywhere, bro.
you
I
have
gotta
a
go.
you have an open window maybe that there's a hole in the screen you're getting into.
I don't know, but I gotta kill some ants. God damn it.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. Casey's infested with ants and he wants to go kill some ants. So Casey, you go kill those ants. I'm gonna go kill a pork roast in my stomach.
Uh,
And when I get my PC back, Casey, maybe we can do something next week for the Patreon for Drew, so you don't lose your wrench.
yeah. I gotta go.
You have a good night, Casey. TSS,
See
have a
ya.
good night, and we'll talk to you soon.